I be getting so stoned, I don't feel the same. I be getting so fly, I don't look the same. What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Black Jew. Today, our topic is OG industry plants, 90s edition. Let's go. Okay, we're gonna do Prodigy from the group Mobb Deep and how he's connected in the industry, aka industry plant. Alright, now fuck with me. Okay. So now we're gonna go through a brief summary on why I believe Prodigy was born into the music industry, and his future in the industry was damn near predicted before birth. So let's go in. Albert Johnson, aka Prodigy, came from a musical family, right? So-called musical family. His grandfather, Bud Johnson, was a saxophonist. His grand-uncle, Keg Johnson, was a trombonist. Both of them contributed to the bebop and jazz era. His mama, Fatima Collins, was a member of the 70s group The Crystals. His father, Bud Johnson Jr., was a member of the doo-wop musical group called The Chanters. And his grandmother, Bernice Johnson, was a dance choreographer who worked with Ben Vereen and the kids of Diana Ross. She also owned her own dance studio and worked with other famous celebrities. And his great-great-great-grandfather, William Jefferson White, founded Georgia's Morehouse College. So that's some bully shit right there.
Yeah, he all the way.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he connected, you dig? Hence the terrible raps, but yet the success in the industry. So basically, what I'm trying to get you to understand is that these guys were not terrible artists or anything, but I'm trying to get you to realize that they were definitely pushed. I know the term industry plant is new, but you gotta think. These guys on the list were in some way, shape, or form being pushed by the industry and supported by the industry. You know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, we was to think that it was all natural shit that was just going on. That these dudes just grew up in these neighborhoods and all these dudes got these backstories, these fabricated backstories. I'm basically saying that they had, all of these guys on my list had street elements. Like really come from the bottom up, but were placed there to become what they are. Whether it was to be the ideal gangster rapper, the fucking poet, or even just to be the rebel or had that passion to go against the system, but at the same time be working for the system. You get what I mean? So the whole time they doing all this shit going against the media and so-called exposing shit, when they ain't doing nothing but getting them free publicity, courtesy of the system. That's Prodigy. You gotta think, you know what I mean? And it makes sense why him and Tupac is kind of related, and he died like right after the Tupac movie came out. Because they was connected. You know what I'm saying? Because they was beefing, but I believe it was deeper than the beef. You know what I mean? Yeah, he was beefing with Mobb Deep, them niggas. I believe it was deeper than that. Like they actually probably knew each other already, because Pac used to run with the same niggas that Prodigy knew. You know what I'm saying? Like E-Money Bags and all them other niggas from out there, from Queens and Scratch and all of them. You know what I'm saying? So they was connected regardless. That's why later on, like, Prodigy wound up forgiving, you know, letting that shit go with Tupac, because the niggas that he ran with used to run with Pac.
Everybody's had their own beef.
Right. But they was like, if Pac was alive, he would have wound up running with them niggas. You know what I'm saying? And that's why he wound up going against the industry too, because he wound up finding out because the cops, he was an industry plant, so he really always had tails on them. Like the hip hop cops stayed following Prodigy. And niggas stayed catching gun charge after gun charge. Look, nigga caught a gun charge 2003 in New York, charged with third-degree criminal possession of an unlawful possession of marijuana, possession of a weapon. And they had a 25 on. That's when he had it in his boot. 2006, he arrested in New York, charged with criminal possession of a gun. He was pulled over in his bulletproof SUV. 2007, he had to go to jail for 3 years because he got caught with another gun. You know what I'm saying? Like, they was following him because they always had tabs on him. You know what I'm saying? And they knew what he was saying, you know, because he knew about certain shit, you know. So they had to sit him down a couple of times. What you say, Bill?
Probably was stuff on Tupac, too.
That's what I'm saying. It come to think about it, he had, when the Prodigy had sickle cell anemia, shit, that probably was MK Ultra that was put in his leg. You know what I'm saying? To control him. They try to say that boy died of choking on the egg. That's kind of like, alright. But it seems like some shit that they can make happen. You know what I mean? Some humiliation type shit. But that's just my theory on this shit. You do your own research. Now Snoop, now we gonna move on to Snoop Dogg and how he was a industry plant R agent and R, I'm sorry. Okay, now if you pay attention to Snoop and his whole track record, oh, for real dude, look, Snoop, he, you could just look at how he came out, bro. What's Snoop's first song if you think about it, bro? Think about it. I'll give you a minute. I light a cigarette. I can't really smoke it though, because you don't blow it that way. Where is it? Under it. I know I can edit all this shit, so I ain't tripping. You got the answer? Right. If you thought deep cover, you're absolutely correct. He let you know from the damn gate how he was coming. But me personally, I believe Snoop was purposely placed in to watch Tupac. But that's for a later story. But for now, you just gotta think. Because that Warren G story, it's like it's phony, you hear me? Like, everybody got that little story. It was at the party, he heard the song, he like, let's meet Snoop, the way he had, and they was mad at each other and all that bullshit. And just so happened, they doing a song called, his first breakout song was Deep Cover. You know what I'm saying? That's, he let you know I'm a damn agent. You know what I'm saying? And who was the closest to Tupac? Like, Death Row. Tupac was tying the motherfucking, in the scope. They was signing in the scope. So he was placed there, in particular, to be a watchdog. Hence Snoop Doggy Dogg. So, crazy, yeah. If you pay attention, you know what I'm saying? His success was was like basically a whole marketing scheme the whole time, if you really think about it. Like,
damn, man, that was a good one.
So, right. You know what I'm saying? So with him, I just say he was placed, you know what I'm saying? Hold on, I gotta get some shit. I got some shit in my head. I'm trying to think. His success was basically forced Cause if you even, if you even search Snoop background, you'll find out. If you research some videos on YouTube, you'll find out that Snoop father was fucking a Vietnam vet and a top fucking agent for the CIA at the time. His name Vernell Venado. He was a gimmick from the get-go. The Snoop Dogg character. They came up with the fake jail charges. Cause if you think, you don't know none of Snoop background. Snoop never mentioned nothing about a father. Rappers either mentioned they had, like, either didn't have one. You know what I'm saying? Or some shit like that related to that. This nigga never mentioned it. Like, come on, man. Fake murder charge to keep this nigga, like, you know what I'm saying? Because his rap skills were poor, so they had to keep a lot of controversy around him. You know what I'm saying? Like, how could this nigga be at the top where he at, rhyming so poor like that? He wasn't terrible, but he was overrated at the time to me. Excuse me for that shit. But overrated like a motherfucker. Like, till to this day, I don't see how he's still around. Like, it gotta be something back in this nigga, dog. Think about it, my G's. I'm telling you. But we gonna elaborate more on that shit, you understand? When they had that secret meeting that changed fucking rap music, you hear me? And I'm tending to believe that Snoop and like a few other artists were at that meeting and were told certain roles they would have to play, you know what I'm saying? Were actually born into these roles. You can even watch J-Mix videos about Big Floss. Go check out them Big Floss interviews, man. And what's the dude name? Some stupid shit, but they telling you the real about this dude. I'm telling you. Just like what's stupid is weed addiction. I don't believe he just like to get high like that. You gotta think, my brothers and my sisters, think. This man is dealing with some deep shit, bro. That's why this man gotta stay high 24/7. You know what I'm saying? You gotta understand what this man gotta know in his fucking head to have the privilege. Snoop, like, the only nigga you know, I'm pretty sure it's kind of common now, but before all this new shit, Snoop was smoking anywhere he fucking wanted to smoke it. Anywhere, in front of anybody, on MTV, VH1, fucking award shows, he was smoking. So that was like privilege, you know what I mean? He done a good job, he got privilege. He got longevity, you know what I mean? But, Snoop, yeah, he was definitely placed, and him and Puff had been in cahoots since day one. You know what I mean? Because I believe Puffy was sold to this shit too. But that's for another volume. This is my first one. But and also on the Snoop shit, who can fucking help you change your identity when you fail or if you fail? You know what I mean? The fucking agency, the CIA. Think about how many times this nigga Snoop done had an identity crisis, yo. And they really changed this nigga name, like, that nigga be like, y'all could call me this from now on. This nigga really changed his name. What the fuck it was? Snoop lying? Snoop, I think that was some guilt shit speaking, you know what I mean? Snoop lying. And fucking Snoopzilla. Like, this nigga was tripping. Like, you gotta think, it gotta be a fucked up nigga, you know what I'm saying? You gotta thank my people. I'm telling you, bro. Do your research, bro. I'm gonna do so much for y'all, bro. Fucking. Then he was a DJ. DJ Snoopadelic. Fucking Snoop Scorsese. Man, who the fuck this nigga think he was? Snoop Rock. Y'all remember this shit? I remember it was Snoop Dogg though.
They let it all slide back.
Y'all let too much shit slide, bro. Y'all gotta wake up, my niggas. Y'all dealing with a sick motherfucking sociopath, bro. This nigga ain't right.
They got so much on him.
Then they try to keep it so undercover about his life story and about how they try to keep his father so much uninvolved with his life, even though his father was there the whole time. They try to say they named him after his stepdaddy, which nobody ever fucking saw. Ever. He supposed to have died, right? Of course he supposed to have died. But come on now, ain't a picture from the 70s, nigga. The 80s, nigga. 76, you know what I'm saying? He ain't always been dead, huh? He named that, man. He got married, huh? That's my questions. You know? Don't fuck with this dude, bro. I'm telling you, he's sick. My nigga. My nigga. This is my nigga right here. Tell you my son that. Nas. Nasir. Ben Abdullah Jones. Y'all just wonder how he got all that name, huh? Y'all probably know, huh? Because his daddy name was Oludella. I don't know how to speak that shit, so I'm saying that I'm from New Orleans. Now, this guy is a jazz and blues musician. He was in it. Famous. Search him up. What I just said, but then you said. Yeah. Oh, Nas debut. Years active since 1991. What happened in 1991, my people? What happened? The secret meeting that changed rap. Snoop was there. I believe Nas was there. You know what I'm saying? Because these are the guys at the forefront of, I would say, the golden era. A lot of people name that 80s the golden. Nah. The golden era was the fucking 90s, yo. I'm telling you. The 80s niggas just sour. But they were at the forefront. Think about it. Who were the hottest niggas at the beginning of the 90s, yo? Just think about it, yo. He up there. But his father was in the industry, so I'm inclined to believe his father sold his firstborn into the industry. You understand me? They were trained before birth, but they were just part of a special group. And I'm not too privy to it now. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all, so I'm gonna just call them a special group of, like, you know, dudes meant to take rap into a whole nother level, who were fucking bred like that movie. I should check out that movie. The name of that movie, The Boys from Brazil. It'll tell you about the special group of babies they had over there. You know, cause think about the celebrities. I'm gonna elaborate on this later. All the celebrities you know that were born in Germany. That Germany story, or their family was in the army or some shit. Think about that, and then think what's connected to all that. You gonna think CIA. You know what I mean? There's information available over the web. This ain't no secret shit, by the way. Let's do the research. Now, this guy, he was on, like, his shit funny. But he so-called got discovered at a fucking backyard barbecue, right? And he was rapping on the mic, and he said some shit like, when I was 12, I went to hell for snuffing Jesus, like some shit like that, punching Jesus. It's like, and they put so much emphasis on that, like that's just the line that just, everybody won't fuck with him, like why? You know what I'm saying? Not no other bars, just that bar alone, nigga. Come on now. Satanic shit. You understand me, my people, bro? And he sacrificed his homie. While he was upstairs when his homie got shot, but his little brother was downstairs and got shot with his homie. I'm inclined to believe he wanted to sacrifice his brother too. His brother just survived the shit, but his partner died. His little brother and his partner downstairs, and the dude come up out of nowhere and start busting this shit or whatever. And your bitch ass upstairs.
Hey, get out of here. Got to use the bathroom.
Cook it, please. Cook it. Waiting for it to be over with. That was waiting for.
Oh, I got the bathroom.
Man, and then he blew up, you know. But basically, he was sold into the entertainment industry. If you ask me, do the research, you know. I just want you to get, understand, my people. Ain't nothing new under the sun. This shit been going on, yo. Don't forget. He even got a damn song called It Was Written. I mean, an album. Think about it.
I was in the bathroom.
His motherfucking second album called It Was Written, bro. Basically, it was designed already. Oh, man, read between the lines, man. These dudes, they were just part of a special group that they put to have a real street background. They put them in the projects to grow up in the hood so they could have that realness to them. That's why you don't have that no more these days, you know what I mean? But it's all obvious. Let me see. All right. Tupac. Oh, you gonna go to the legend, the myth. You understand? The actor. So we gonna go ahead and get into this, man. Like this guy here, the true master of this shit we call rap. And not cause of rap, because all rappers are actors. You know what I mean? And with this guy, you gotta think of his history. You gotta read the timeline because it's out there. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's one of them things that's in your face, but you don't even realize. Because if you look at his whole motherfucking lifeline, like the history books going on the timeline, I mean, he stemmed from a family of agents. You know what I'm saying? People that hide their identity and went undercover and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? Like, so his whole upbringing was knowing how to hide in plain sight on some shit. You know what I mean? His whole upbringing, since before birth, because his mama with that Black Panther 21, when they all got locked up, and they say it's 300 years, but if you really do the research and dig deeper, you actually understand that it was actually 360 years that they had to do. You know what I'm saying? And that was when she was offered that deal to, basically sell her son to the industry, and for the Janus Project, which I would dig deeper into later, but basically she sold her son, and to be, because they was afraid of the next Black Messiah, so they figured if they had that under control, they could control it from their perspective and not have it fuck over them. So that's what they did with Son. You know what I mean? But that's what they did with him. So their whole thing with Pac was to make him unlike, from the jump, to make him unlike any other rapper that was to be at that time, that ever was, and that ever will be. You know what I'm saying? Because what he went through and what he been through was all real. Like the poverty, the poor, not broke, they was fucking poor. You know what I'm saying? Like all that shit was put on him purposely to make him who he was, to make people feel where he came from, and to make him have split personalities. You know what I'm saying? It was all designed for him to be that way. If you even search it, if you think about this shit, him being from New York, being born where hip hop started, that gave him that backbone, that hip hop backbone, that shit that made people respect him, no matter where he would have went from that forward. Because at that time, New York was like the hottest shit. So anything from New York was considered great among other people before they got their own styles. So by him getting that style and having that upbringing up until the age of about 12, 13, 14, then you know, at that age, 13, 14, you sponging. You know what I'm saying? You at that tender age. It's a tender age. You know what I'm saying? Because you able to learn and comprehend, but yet you still like naive. You know what I'm saying? Still like gullible at that time. So that's when they moved into Baltimore, and that's when the occult teachings really started. But that's part of the duality also. You know what I'm saying? The part that made him continue to act. You know, that never was really him, but he understood that act of it. Like, you know, if I act like it, it shall be. So, you gotta think, by him going to this beautiful school and seeing all these beautiful things and different type of people and creative arts and things and shit like that, and going home to fucking no lights, you don't got no clothes, and probably the water not even enough for you to take a fucking bath. You know what I'm saying? Your mom cracked out. So you don't got no furniture in that bitch. All you got is your books that you hold on to so she don't sell them bitches. And like he used to say, he used to look at the street light to read his books because they had the time to have lights in their house. You know what I'm saying? So that was placed upon them. You know what I'm saying? But they always kept it enough for him. Like, he'll tell you certain Christmases, certain times, somebody came out of nowhere from a school or something and blessed them with fucking food or school clothes and things. That was them fucking people, man. Because they always had a watch on them since his birth. They was watching him, so they always had to make sure at the end of the day he got certain things. You know what I'm saying? To keep it leveled. It was all about the balancing and making him diabolical in a certain type of way. You know what I'm saying? By sending him to this beautiful school every fucking day and sending him back home every day to this dirt poor shit. You know what I'm saying? So they let him do that for a couple of years to really develop the occult teachings and believe in that in black magic and fucking rituals and symbology and things like the shit like that. But him not knowing what he really doing, but knowing at the same time. So then at that time they put the other phase on him, which was sending him across country at that tender age of 16. Because at that age, you still tender. You still young enough to move to another city or state and be from that state and be from that city and still get respect because you still young and you still in this school. So ain't like an adult moving to a fucking city trying to, you know what I'm saying, live there like he from there. Like, nigga, get the fuck from around here. You know what I'm saying? You ain't grow up around here. So when he went to Marin, which was a small fucking town, like a whole, like a project town. It was a fucking project. The whole town was a project. And you still young, so you going to school, so you still getting that teaching from them. So OGs still give you game and still take you under their wing at that age, 16, and you still be able to get friends and have a social life. So it was all a fucking scheme. The timing, the fact that they moving cross country, they split personality. Like, you know, they made them like unlike any other person. So that's how you know it was like a fucking a stage thing from the jump if you do the backtracking on this shit. So he got his game from out there. That's why you always say he got his game from California. You know what I'm saying? But he never lost his New York identity. That's what people got to understand that also. So he always had that. Everything with him was duality. That's why he was so fucking versatile. But I'm inclined to believe, and rumor has it, there's two Tupacs. But that's for another story. And I just really believe that, you know, so he was young, you know what I mean? So he went to that, in that smallest city, opposed to Oakland or LA. You know what I'm saying? Like a big city, so he had to go to a small city so the shit could, you know, all of the shit could play out. You know, how can you be discovered in a big city from someone without it being obvious that you were hand chosen picked to do a certain fucking agenda? You know what I mean? So they put him in that small place to make it don't seem that obvious, like it's a small place, ain't that many rappers, and we found Tupac and this other guy used to rap with, which was all that bullshit. It was designed from the beginning, and he moved in with this Jewish lady who really taught him the fucking occult teachings and how to hypnotize people with words and use telekinesis and, you know what I'm saying, all that shit. Because if you pay attention to his first album cover, man, pay attention to them dudes on that bitch, you know what I'm saying? I used to think it was motherfuckers with hoods on, with gats and shit. You know what I'm saying? But if you really look, man, it might scare you. You know what I'm saying? Really look at them hoods and shit. You know what I mean? And use your third eye. I ain't gonna tell you what it is. You know what I'm saying? You figure it out. But it was all designed from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? And he was sold into the industry to bring rap into billions, to be that person with so much street element, but with so much pop appeal, to sell so many records. You know what I mean? Like, it was pretty much designed. Even the fact Biggie existence was for Tupac's purpose. Like, you know what I mean? Cause soon as he died, he had to die. You know what I mean? He had to. It wasn't no option. Because it was the duality thing. Even with the East Coast, West Coast shit, you know what I'm saying? All that shit was duality and agenda to control the masses and to bring rap into what it is now. You know what I'm saying? With a bunch of fakes running around and, you know what I'm saying? Like, but they used to have to pretend more back in the day. You know what I'm saying? But Tupac was that main guy, and it started from his birth. Cause if you look at the shit I got on the screen, and you go to Wikipedia or somewhere else, you're gonna see the whole fucking thing. Like, look at his whole success trip. It happened, right? Everything after another. Moved to California. Found somebody in the record business. Moved to the record business. Was a backup dancer. And he finally got his solo shot. And he got a solo shot. Now he a fucking superstar. Like, it was all steps that were made for him. You know what I'm saying? Same thing to the Ice Cube shit. You know what I mean? But, that's basically it for now with him. You know, you just gotta think, man. Just use your brain and understand, like, all that shit was a real good fucking play, movie or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Cause life is a stage. You know what I mean? So that's the same shit with everything. So I wouldn't. All that saying, go trust nothing you see, believe half of what you hear. Some shit like that. Don't believe nothing you hear, believe half of what you see. That shit real, you know what I mean? Cause this nigga lied to damn near 2-3 generations of people who really followed this dude. You know what I'm saying? Who lost lives and, you know what I'm saying? Cause they thought this man was the real fucking deal. Although he went through real situations and he was meant to make people feel him. He meant to have that rough exterior. So a lot of cats after him, they might have some lyrics that sound like him, but they didn't have the heart because they didn't grow up like that. You can't fake that. You can't, Illuminati, they can't make that. The streets only make shit like that. They make heart and character and passion like that. And they know that. So they use the streets against him, basically, to make him what they wanted him to be. That's why they scrutinized the fuck out of him. But he learned after a while what his job was, and he actually did a hell of a job and finished it, you know what I mean? But that's it for now, you dig? Make him what they wanted him to be. That's why they scrutinized the fuck out of what he learned after a while what his job was, and he actually did a hell of a job. I am a different kind of fucking beast. Like, that's a different type of story because the other guys on this list were pretty much doomed before birth. I don't think necessarily, this is just my opinion, y'all could do your own research, you know what I'm saying? I don't think he was necessarily born into the shit, but more or less sold into the shit. Because if you do his history and watch a few documentaries on him, on one in particular, I really can't remember the name of it, I'll tell you the name. But y'all know, y'all probably heard he used to get picked on and bullied, and somebody knocked the shit out of him one day in school, you heard me, no shade. But put him in a coma for like 10 days, you dig? So, and his mom was like, fucking the medical bill was like 100 racks or some shit like that. And if you recall, or if you watch that documentary, you'll see that he come from already a musical family. Like, his dad was in the band as a youngster. His mom's, she was was a background singer. His uncle, all that. So I'm thinking, when he had that incident, the bills was kind of steep, you dig? So I'm thinking she had made a few phone calls, you know what I'm saying? And go out and went ahead and did that to pay that medical bill for him, you know, when it sold LaMarshall to the industry, you know. So he was pretty much promised that career, you know what I'm saying? And especially given being how he grew up, growing up around like a lot of blacks moving around from city to city, it kind of remind me of the Tupac thing in a way, you know what I'm saying? But just from on the white side, like, you know, put this little white boy, let him grow up in this tough ass environment, but he's so artistic, you know what I'm saying? They knew something was gonna blossom out of it, you know. And just look at the setup, you know what I'm saying? The story, what he went, his skills got better, you know. He dropped his first EP, ain't do nothing. How many stories you heard like that? The first one ain't do nothing. Next thing you know, he a battle rapper, right? A battle rapper. So he went to California. Jimmy Iovine, Dr. Dre and them just at that time was doing bad, seemingly. Just so happened to needed somebody to revamp Interscope because Dre was shitty at the time. And just so happened he searching the garage. If you watch the Defiant ones, you guys know the story how they found them fucking mixtape, Eminem mixtape, man. And this just so happened out of thousands of motherfuckers, they picked Eminem tape. This cool ass white boy from Detroit, like out of everybody in the motherfucking, everybody in the fucking garage in the box of the mixtapes. But anywho, basically got him, flew him, you know, got in contact with him, flew him out there, and the next thing you know, they made my name. The song "My Name" is the first day they was fucking in the booth. Come on, man. Come on, man. I know they think we stupid, but come on, my nigga. Come on, bro. All you gotta do is really connect the dots, my nigga, and look at the timeline and the trail. They always, somebody, no matter who you is, you always leave a trail of whether it's subliminal or whether it's just like using your common sense. Like, come on, man, shit don't happen that clean like that, man, if you really look at it like that, you know what I'm saying? So I just look at that situation as being sold into the industry like he was already pretty much what's the word for it? Prep on his job and who he need to be and what he need to say and what he was gonna be to the world and what he was gonna do to the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, and maybe it was some before birth shit. Cause remember his uncle died when they were like 18 or 19, so that could have been a sack right there. It made him grow up with his sacrifice. Like, you know what I'm saying? They put that pain, they installed that pain in that little dude. You know what I'm saying? Which made him like wicked and sinister, like, you know what I mean? Like, they knew what the fuck they was doing with him. Like, that's why you don't get the, ain't no other white person gonna touch that fucking level M touch, cause he was already planted before we knew who the fuck he was. The same thing with the other clowns on this list, you know. But to me, it's all based on opinion. If you gotta, you know, do your research, you might put me on some shit. But this is my opinion from my perspective. And my theory, these are not facts, but I will be elaborating with the facts. So stay tuned. You can help me if you got some facts. I will be elaborating. Look out for part 2, and I am coming with the 1000th edition industry plans. You know, and just gonna keep going, man. Keep grinding. Remember to subscribe, like, unlike, do what you do. You just fuck with me.